Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Don't Quote Me on the 27th Letters podcast. Today's a little flashback to February 5th, 2022. This is a couple of years into the quote-unquote pandemic lockdown that happened all over the world, where for the sake of some type of disease that they were saying was deadly, they locked down the world. Told people to stay in their homes. Families weren't able to go see each other. Parents, grandparents were locked in their old age home, unable to celebrate occasions with their families. You guys remember we seen children outside of the old age home waving to their parents or grandparents. It was just ridiculous. Can't go to a funeral, and if you do, you gotta sit at a certain distance from each other so we don't infect each other. I don't know. It just got out of hand and ridiculously uncalled for. In retrospect, they're saying everything that we already knew now in 2024. You know what I mean? Back in 2020, everything they're saying in retrospect right now, we were saying it. You know what I mean? They wanted us to stay in our house so to curb the infection, and people are going crazy for all kind of stuff, from toilet paper at the onset, which was asinine. I don't know why people were ready to kill each other for toilet papers, which just goes to show you humanity is like an event away from savagery. You know what I mean? This is why I tell people, you never know. You got to stay in shape. You got to, you know what I mean? Learn to fast just in case there's a famine and so on and so forth. Like, you cannot, it's really survival of the fittest when push comes to shove. But on February 5th, 2022, the people had enough, as you can see. Man, it was so cold on this day. It was like minus 15. But everybody hopped on the conveyance or the mode of transportation and made it out there to Queen's Park. And people were tired of the lockdown. This was 2 years into the lockdown, mandates. People couldn't go to the restaurant unless they had a special card. You couldn't take the bus. Like, it was just lunacy. You know what I mean? Lunacy. And on top of that, people's mental health took a nosedive. Like a nosedive during this lockdown. Nosedive. And so many couples were casualties of the lockdown. Not too many people talk about that. And on top of that, you had children whose learning curve was disturbed because of the lockdown, because they had to learn online. Take my youngest son, for example. He was like going into grade 1, and it really messed up with his learning curve. You know, we're still trying to catch up now for him, to help him catch up and, get on pace with everybody else. But that's just one aspect of it. And then there's children who safe haven was and is the school. So, like, there were children who were going through it at home, whether they're being abused, neglected, and so on and so forth, because they were home. You know what I mean? But anyways, and what occurred during these last couple of years were unconstitutional, and we now know better, and hopefully we do better collectively. I know some of us knew better back in 2020, but as a collective, we need to know better. All right? Have yourself a good day. Peace.